SMU versus Boston College. SMU steps into Chestnut Hill at 6-3 overall and 4-1 in conference play, chasing position near the top of the ACC standings. Boston College, meanwhile, is battling through a brutal 1-8 campaign and still searching for its first conference win. The numbers say it all. SMU enters with an 82.9% win probability, a mark that mirrors the separation in efficiency and form. For the Mustangs, this matchup isn't just another outing. It's a chance to cement bowl eligibility and sustain momentum down the stretch. For the Eagles, it's about pride, grit, and proving they can still punch back against a team on the rise. SMU's offense hums through quarterback Kevin Jennings, who's thrown for 2,484 yards, 18 touchdowns, and just 8 interceptions, completing over 66% of his passes. T.J. Harden anchors the ground game with 483 yards and 6 touchdowns, while wideout Romello Brinson leads the air attack with 582 yards and 3 scores. On defense, safety Isaiah Nwokobia is the enforcer, 75 tackles deep, backed by Ahmad Moses and his 5 interceptions. Boston College counters with quarterback Dylan Lonergan's 1,423 yards and 9 touchdown passes, aided by running back Turbo Richards' 457 yards and 5 scores. Lewis Bond headlines the receiving corps with 639 yards and 4 touchdowns, while defensive back KP Price's 68 tackles and 2 picks keep the secondary alert. The clash to watch? SMU's precision passing against BC's overworked defensive backfield. Momentum couldn't be clearer. SMU has taken 4 of its last 5, including a statement win over Clemson and a 26-20 victory over Miami. The lone blemish came in a 13-12 nail-biter to Wake Forest. They've outscored opponents 145-99 across that stretch, showing a level of consistency that screams playoff potential. Their balance, 250-plus passing yards per game, paired with a steady rushing rhythm, has made them one of the ACC's toughest second-half teams. Boston College, in contrast, has dropped 5 straight, including a 38-23 loss to UConn and a 48-7 collapse against Pitt, surrendering nearly 38 points per game in that span. One team is surging, the other is searching, and that contrast couldn't be clearer heading into this matchup. A confident, disciplined group that finishes drives, meeting a reeling squad struggling to find consistency, identity, and defensive answers as the season winds down. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is SMU winner. Quarterback play defines this matchup. Jennings operates like a conductor. 210 completions on 317 attempts, 8.0 yards per throw, and a 145.8 efficiency rating. Lonergan, despite flashes of poise, has thrown 4 picks in 205 attempts with a 135.7 rating. SMU's signal caller thrives on rhythm and tempo. Lonergan fights uphill against collapsing pockets and inconsistent protection. If the Mustangs' front holds, Jennings' accuracy could turn this game into an aerial showcase. SMU's speed on both sides of the ball gives them the edge. Their receivers stretch the field, their backs finish drives, and their defense attacks in layers. 5.5 sacks from T. Webb and a turnover-ready secondary. Boston College's defense will need to tighten coverage and win third downs to survive the tempo. The Eagles can't afford early mistakes or stalled drives. Their margin for error is razor thin. Expect SMU to test BC's corners early, using play action and tempo to open gaps underneath. The X factor? SMU's ability to balance Harden's ground production with Jennings' deep timing routes. If that balance clicks early, this could get out of reach quickly. The Mustangs' passing precision and defensive discipline overwhelm an Eagles squad still trying to find footing. Expect a confident, efficient road win and another step toward an ACC statement season that keeps their bowl hopes burning bright. Prediction: total pick for this match is over 49.5. Ohio State versus Purdue. Ohio State rolls into West Lafayette undefeated at 8-0. a Big Ten powerhouse eyeing perfection and playoff glory. Purdue, meanwhile, limps in at 2-7, winless in conference play and desperate to rewrite a season of frustration. On paper, this looks like a mismatch, a 97% probability leaning toward the Buckeyes. But that's exactly the kind of stage where pride, desperation, and chaos can collide. The stakes are simple. Ohio State stays on the national title track, while Purdue fights to reclaim respect in its own stadium. Let's start with the numbers. Ohio State has been an offensive machine, averaging over 400 total yards per game behind quarterback Julian Sayins's precision passing. Sayins's 2,188 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 60.7% completion rate define balance and confidence, while running back Bo Jackson adds a physical edge with 538 rushing yards and 2 scores. Star wideout Jeremiah Smith headlines the air attack with 725 yards and 9 touchdowns, stretching defenses thin. Defensively, Avril Reese commands the middle with 54 tackles, while Caleb Downs' 2 interceptions highlight a unit that's opportunistic and aggressive. Purdue, by contrast, leans on grit. Quarterback Ryan Brown's 1,822 yards and 9 touchdowns are respectable, but 7 interceptions have cost momentum. Devin McCoby's 521 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns anchor the ground game, and receiver Michael Jackson III leads with 456 yards and a single score. The Boilers' defense, paced by Tariq Rael's 81 tackles, plays hard but often bends too far under sustained pressure. Momentum tells the tale of 2 worlds. Ohio State hasn't just won, it's dominated. 5 straight victories, all by double digits. 38-14 over Penn State, 34-0 versus Wisconsin, 42-3 versus Minnesota. Their scoring margin screams control. Purdue, it's been heartbreak after heartbreak. 5 consecutive losses, including a 21-16 fall to Michigan and a 27-24 gut punch to Rutgers. Close, but not enough. That difference, finishing versus faltering, defines this matchup's energy. Purdue has shown flashes, keeping games within reach, but closing has been its undoing. The Boilers' offense moves well between the 20s, yet stalls in the red zone. Just 11 rushing touchdowns on the season tell the story. Consistency, not capability, is their biggest obstacle, and against a disciplined Ohio State front, those missed chances could prove fatal. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Ohio State winner. At quarterback, it's precision versus perseverance. Sayin runs the Buckeye offense like a metronome. 197.1 passer rating, minimal mistakes, and a quick read system that punishes defensive hesitation. Brown flashes promise, but often plays from behind, forced into risk-heavy throws. His 61.3% completion rate shows accuracy, yet turnovers under duress reveal inconsistency. In this duel, composure could decide everything. Sayin thrives in control. Brown survives in chaos. Expect Ohio State's defense to disguise coverage early and pressure late, baiting Brown into high-stakes throws downfield. Schematically, Ohio State's balance makes them lethal. Their offensive line protects Sayin while creating lanes for a deep rotation of runners. Purdue's defense, undersized up front, will struggle to contain that rhythm. The Buckeyes' secondary versus Purdue's quick slants will be another key. And with Downs roaming deep, Brown will need near-perfect timing. X factors: Jeremiah Smith's downfield dominance and Avril Reese's sideline-to-sideline speed for Ohio State, Makobe's ability to break tackles and extend drives for Purdue. But unless Purdue wins the turnover battle decisively, the gap in talent and discipline will be too wide to close. Prediction time: Ohio State's efficiency, tempo, and depth simply outweigh Purdue's resolve. Expect fireworks early, control late, and another statement win for the nation's top team. Prediction: total pick for this match is over 44.5. Texas A&M versus Missouri. Texas A&M rolls into Columbia as the SEC's lone unbeaten, sitting at 8-0 overall and 5-0 in conference play. The kind of start that builds playoff dreams and puts targets on helmets. Missouri, 6-2 and ranked 22nd, is clawing to stay relevant in the SEC East race. The numbers give a slight edge to the Aggies, holding just over 56% win probability. But on home turf, Missouri has a habit of making elite teams sweat. This is the clash of a contender chasing perfection against a challenger desperate to derail it. Texas A&M's balance has been the backbone of its rise. Quarterback Marcel Reed leads with 1,972 passing yards and 17 touchdowns, while running back Reuben Owens adds 440 on the ground and 3 scores. Wideout Mario Craver has been the go-to weapon, hauling in 716 yards and 4 touchdowns. Defensively, linebacker Torian York's 45 tackles and end Chris Howell's 9.5 sacks headline a unit that punishes mistakes and collapses pockets. Missouri brings its own star power. Quarterback Bo Pribula's 1,685 yards and 11 touchdowns drive an attack built around the SEC's most underrated back, Ahmad Hardy, who's piled up 937 yards and 11 rushing scores. Linebacker Josiah Trotter anchors the Tiger defense with 53 stops, and defensive end Darius Wilson II has 6.5 sacks of his own. This is strength versus strength, A&M's precision against Missouri's power. Momentum tilts toward the Aggies, who've ripped through LSU, Arkansas, and Florida in succession, averaging nearly 36 points per game over that stretch. Missouri has stumbled, splitting their last 4. A double overtime win over Auburn shows resilience, but back-to-back losses to Alabama and Vanderbilt exposed defensive leaks and red zone inconsistency. The Tigers must rediscover that early season spark that produced wins over South Carolina and Kentucky. For Missouri, their biggest weapon might be tempo, wearing down A&M's front 7 and forcing them to defend sideline to sideline. If Hardy can reach the second level, Missouri's offense can find rhythm. But if the Aggies set the tone early, that margin for error vanishes. The Tigers must dictate pace, mix formations, and keep A&M's linebackers guessing, because once that defense settles in, opportunities close fast. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Texas A&M winner. The quarterback battle defines everything. Reed is the more dynamic playmaker, completing 61.4% of passes with a 155.5 rating, while Pribula's 69.6% accuracy and steadier pocket presence keep Missouri efficient if less explosive. Reed extends plays and punishes secondaries deep. Pribula chips away with rhythm and precision. One thrives on chaos, the other on control. Reed's mobility adds another layer. His 46-yard rushing long shows he can flip a drive in one burst, and that dual threat presence is something Missouri hasn't consistently contained all year. In the trenches, A&M's defensive front should dictate tempo. Their 18 total sacks show how quickly they collapse the edge, and against a Missouri line that's allowed 7, that's a critical mismatch. Hardy's ability to churn through first contact is Missouri's equalizer, but if A&M limits early down yardage, the Tigers' offense risks becoming predictable. Watch for Craver's downfield separation and Hardy's cutback runs, both potential game breakers. Missouri's defense must also win situational downs. Allowing 40-plus points in 2 of their last 3 games won't cut it against a machine-like Aggies offense. Expect the Tigers to blitz early and often, testing Reed's pocket discipline. Texas A&M stays disciplined, balanced, and battle-tested. Missouri fights hard, but the Aggies' efficiency on both sides of the ball holds firm. The Aggies' depth, pass rush, and poise keep their playoff run alive. One more step in a perfect season that continues to build national momentum. Prediction: total pick for this match is over 44.5. Washington versus Wisconsin. It's a Big Ten clash that tells 2 very different stories. Washington rides into Camp Randall at 6-2 overall and 3-2 in conference play, holding the number. 23 spot in the rankings, and a 73% edge in the matchup predictor. Wisconsin, meanwhile, is fighting for pride at 2-6, still searching for its first Big Ten win. For the Huskies, this one's about staying alive in the upper tier of the conference. For the Badgers, it's about proving resilience and finding an identity in front of the home crowd. Washington's offense hums with precision. Quarterback Demond Williams Jr. has thrown for 2,117 yards, 14 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions, completing over 73% of his passes with a rating north of 170. Jonah Coleman powers the ground game with 643 yards and 13 rushing scores, averaging 5.1 yards per carry. Out wide, Denzel Boston leads all receivers with 668 yards and 7 touchdowns, giving Washington a balanced and explosive attack. On defense, Alex McLaughlin's 62 tackles anchor a disciplined unit, while Jay Lane's 2.5 sacks and M. Eston's 2 interceptions provide big play potential. This group doesn't just contain, it controls games by forcing third and longs and capitalizing on short fields. Wisconsin's offense, by contrast, has struggled to find rhythm. Danny O'Neal has thrown for 635 yards with 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, completing 69% of his passes, but lacking vertical consistency. Running back Dylan Jones has been steady with 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Vinny Anthony II's 291 receiving yards lead a receiving corps still searching for rhythm. Linebacker Christian Alliegro, 44 tackles, remains the heart of the Badger defense, but the team's red zone inefficiency and turnover margin have stalled progress. Wisconsin's offensive line has given up 17 sacks, a number that speaks to protection breakdowns and limited mobility from the quarterback position. Momentum tells a clear tale. Washington has won 3 of its last 5, including a 42-25 statement victory over Illinois and a gritty 38-19 win over Rutgers. Even their losses, narrow setbacks to Michigan and Ohio State, came against elite opponents. Wisconsin, meanwhile, has dropped 5 straight by wide margins, including a 37-0 shutout versus Iowa and a 34-0 defeat to Ohio State. The Badgers have averaged under 10 points per game during that stretch, a brutal run that's eroded confidence and chemistry. Washington's offense, by contrast, has produced over 30 points in 3 of its last 4 wins, a sign of balance and belief. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Washington winner. The quarterback duel is the defining lens. Williams Jr. has been electric. 2,117 yards on 223 attempts, 14 scores, and just 4 picks. His poise in the pocket and control over tempo have turned Washington into a surgical passing machine. O'Neal, on the other hand, brings grit but inconsistency. 5 touchdowns offset by 5 interceptions and 14 sacks. If Washington forces early pressure, O'Neal's decision-making could tilt this game quickly. The Huskies' ability to disguise coverage and collapse the pocket has been a quiet weapon all season. This matchup hinges on Washington's pace and efficiency against Wisconsin's defensive stamina. The Huskies stretch the field with speed and balance, forcing mismatches at every level. The Badgers' front 7 must win early downs and disrupt rhythm, or risk getting buried by sustained drives. Coleman's power running against Allegro's tackling will be a tone setter, while Boston's chemistry with Williams Jr. may be the dagger. If Wisconsin can't create turnovers, it won't keep pace on the scoreboard. The Huskies' balance, quarterback precision, and defensive poise give them the edge. Wisconsin fights early, but Washington's firepower, tempo control, and discipline turn this into another statement win on the road, one that keeps them firmly in the Big Ten's upper echelon. Prediction: total pick for this match is over 42.5. Navy versus Notre Dame. The stakes couldn't be higher in South Bend. The number: 10 Notre Dame Fighting Irish, sitting at 6-2, host a Navy midshipman squad riding a 7-1 surge and leading the American Conference. With playoff hopes still flickering, Notre Dame enters as a commanding 96.5% favorite. But Marcus Freeman's group knows Navy's triple option attack can turn comfort into chaos in a heartbeat. This isn't just another matchup, it's a clash of styles, stamina, and survival. The energy inside Notre Dame Stadium will be electric, and the pressure immense. A single slip could derail months of momentum. Navy brings grit and ground control. Quarterback Blake Horvath leads the midshipmen in both passing and rushing, 1,143 yards through the air and 926 on the ground, piling up 20 total touchdowns. His fearless running style fuels Navy's identity, keeping defenses honest even when everyone knows what's coming. Receiver Eli Heidenreich adds 575 yards and 4 scores, using speed and balance to punish overcommitment. Linebacker Mark Anthony Parker anchors a defense built on physicality, with 68 tackles and relentless pursuit. On the other side, Notre Dame thrives on balance. C.J. Carr has delivered 2,057 yards and 16 touchdowns at a sharp 66.5% clip, commanding the offense with poise beyond his years. Running back Jeremiah Love powers the ground game with 894 yards and 11 touchdowns, while Jordan Faison's 518 receiving yards and 13.3-yard average stretch the field vertically. Linebacker Drake Bowen, 50 tackles, and cornerback Leonard Moore, 3 interceptions, headline a defense that's fast, fluid, and unforgiving. The central duel, Navy's relentless run pressure against Notre Dame's fortified front and aerial rhythm, an irresistible force meeting an immovable object. Momentum tells a clear story. Navy has rattled off wins against North Texas, FAU, and Air Force, dropping only 1 game while averaging over 30 points per outing. Their confidence stems from controlled chaos, a methodical offense that drains the clock and wears down opponents. Notre Dame, meanwhile, has evolved week by week, riding a 5-game win streak fueled by balance and belief. Victories over USC, NC State, and Boise State showcased resilience under fire, with both sides of the ball executing with playoff precision. One team runs through opponents, the other outthinks them. And as these two clash, expect a fascinating chess match, Navy's ground and pound tempo against Notre Dame's precision passing and adaptive defense, a duel where endurance, efficiency, and execution could decide who controls the final minutes. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Notre Dame winner. Now, the spotlight lands squarely on the quarterbacks. Horvath is Navy's heartbeat, part passer, part battering ram, completing 63% of his throws with a 105.5 passer rating. Carr, cool and calculated, operates with surgical efficiency, 9.8 yards per attempt, just 4 interceptions, and a 170.6 rating that ranks among the best in college football. Horvath thrives in chaos. Carr punishes mistakes. When tempo shifts and the pocket tightens, this duel could define the night. Strategically, Notre Dame holds the edge in depth and diversity. Their offensive line gives Carr time to exploit mismatches, and Love's burst keeps defenses honest. Navy's challenge will be sustaining long drives while avoiding third and long traps against a defense that thrives on disruption. The X factor? Possession. The longer Navy controls the clock, the tighter this game becomes. But if Notre Dame forces early stops and scores in rhythm, the Irish could roll. Final call. Notre Dame's composure, depth, and versatility win out. Expect a competitive first half, but the Irish's play-action precision and defensive adjustments tilt the second. Navy fights with pride, but Notre Dame fights with purpose. Prediction. Total pick for this match is over 50.5.